fucking physician. It doesn't really fucking show up well, does it? No. Doritos or a book? Shockingly, this does not show up well. But we'll do it. Come on, Doritos, get out of the way. This is the household physician. Some girl on Instagram, when I posted a little video of this book, and didn't insist. She said, "I need this." Well, here you go. You're gonna need it less. Mind you, the book is pretty cool, but it's not that cool. Does that say 120th? Oh, it's got some flowers. I don't know why the cover doesn't show up. Look at that. You got the little doctor. What's he got in his hand? The fuck is that? Alright, well, this is it. I will go through every page. It's only 1,500 pages. The Household Physician, a 20th Century Medica, 1926, new edition. I don't know what this staining is. I don't know if this was like that when I got it or not, but honestly, I'd probably give this book to the girl if it didn't have like 5 different colored plates in it that are amazing. I just can't live without them. I can't live without them. I cannot live without them. Here's one of the plates. It's fucking brilliant. The internal organs of the human body. Hey, bud, how's it going? Yee. Hell yeah, buddy. You know yee-yees too? I thought I was the only one that liked yee-yee. Or knew yee-yee. Who was yee-yee? Homeopathic treatment of diseases. Special attention is called to the following 4 pages before using homeopathic remedies. Great. How are you, bruv? Forms of medicine. Seeing and using remedies. Why is this page 600? How the hell can it be 600 at the beginning? Is this? Yeah, it starts at like 600. What kind of shit is that? Eczema of the external ear. Earache. Deafness, running of the ears. Look at those ears. Hepar-sulf. Twitching of the eyelids. Blepharospasm. Children are often affected, especially during their early school years, with undue winking of the eyelids, associated at times with jerky movements of the muscles of the face. This is sometimes of merely nervous origin and occurs also in nervous, delicate adults when from a foreign body, decayed teeth, inflammation of the eye, ulcer of the cornea, or errors of refraction. Remove the cause and institute proper treatment. Cataract. Conjunctivitis, membrane of the eyelid. Catarrhal conjunctivitis. Diphtheritic conjunctivitis. What's that say? Of the eye and lids. Ulcers of the cornea. That sounds fucking painful. Rheumatic pains in the eyes. Before using homeopathic medicines, you read page 681 to 84. That's it. Bleeding from the nose is. Polypus in the nose. Cold in the head. Acute rhinitis. Aurum, especially valuable when there is decay of the nasal bones. Very foul discharge. Nose obstructed by crusts. Hay fever. I do have hay fever. Supposedly. Pollen of plants excites attacks of this disease, which occurs more often in the male and in the persons of an excessively nervous organization. Terpene hydrate. La grippe. That's the old flu, isn't it? La grippe. La grippe. Sore throat. Acute laryngitis. What is on page 681 to 84? Why does it keep saying that? Our stain is getting smaller. Tonsillitis and quinsy. Cali bitch. That's a Cali bitch right there. Cali biche. Copious secretion and discharge of ropey, tenacious, stringy mucus with swelling of the tonsils, which are dark red. Sharp shooting pains, a dose every 2 hours. Diphtheria. What? No. Alcohol is a gargle. Whooping cough, pertussis. Cuprum. Belladonna, particularly useful for young children. Spasmodic, violent, dry cough with tickling in the throat, high fever. Chronic bronchitis. Lung fever. What are we talking about here? Bryonia. The remedy is especially adapted to the second stage when there is exudation in the lung tissue and hardening, severe stitching, or shooting. Pleurisy. Pulmonary tuberculosis. You are fucked. This is the most frequent variety of consumption and is caused by the organism known as the Bacillus tuberculosis, first described in 1881 by the great scientist Koch. The disease may be acute or chronic, and it is characterized by the formation of nodular bodies called tubercles, or by the production of areas of diseased tissue in the lungs. Whenever the disease develops, the tissues become cheesy or hard, and an extension of the inflammation and ulceration may follow. Nux vom. Bleeding from the lungs. I'm pretty sure this. How do you go from bleeding of the lungs to baldness? Hair falls out in circular patches. General health impaired. Ringworm on the scalp. Ringworm of the beard. Highly contagious disease, generally contacted in the barber shop from the infected soap, brushes or razor, or the unwashed fingers of the barber, but may be acquired from horses or cattle. What the fuck? Blackheads. Acne. Belladonna. Keep seeing belladonna. Prickly heat. In hot weather, the sweat glands of the skin often become congested or even inflamed from excessive stimulation by heat. There is an eruption of tiny pimples of a bright red color, sometimes with watery vesicles interspersed, and tingling and prickly sensations, annoying and at times unbearable. The upper part of the forehead and the parts of the body covered by clothes are most subject to these attacks. Cancer of the skin. Whitlow, felon, paronychia, a run round of whatever degree is exceedingly painful. Warts, verrucae, inflammation of the glands of the groin or armpits. Scrofulous, constitution. Boil, furunculus, carbuncle. Ulcers. Chilblains, thus common affection affecting the fingers and toes, causing reddish or bluish swelling, soreness or inflammation, intense burning and itching. The skin may break down and a suppurating sore result. Scurvy, scorbutus, scarbutus, itch, scabies. Oh no, not the fucking scabies. Nettle rash, hives. Shingles, herpes, zoster, zona. Can't wait for the first illustration. Shouldn't touch my face when I'm fucking touching this book after. Guess I'm not touching it with my fingertips, so it'll be cool. Calcarea carb, heat, thirst, and loss of appetite accompany the eruption, which is often on the head. Smallpox, don't want that. Inflammation of the tongue. Stomatitis, canker and thrush. Pharyngitis, hiccough. Hiccough may accompany serious diseases such as inflammation of the kidneys, liver, or stomach. Generally, however, it is but a symptom of indigestion from improper food or a spasmodic manifestation of simple nervousness or hysteria. Dyspepsia. It's crazy. You get kidney disease, you start hiccuping. Bleeding from the stomach. Looseness of the bowels, diarrhea. Chronic diarrhea. Dysentery. Cholera morbus. Cramps or neuralgia of the stomach. Cancer of the stomach. Then we already have cancer of the stomach. Cancer of the liver or the intestines. Inflammation of the spleen. Jaundice. China, one of the most useful remedies to prevent the recurrence of gallstones and overcome the condition they have caused. The physician in large experience recommends that 6 pills be taken twice a day. The hell is China? Constipation, piles, hemorrhoids. Diseases of the organs of circulation. Bryonia. Palpitation. Hypertrophy and dilation of the heart. Diseases of the genital urinary organs. Belladonna, region of bladder, very sensitive. Urine, hot. Is it urine always hot? Retention of urine and strangury. Suppression of urine. Blood in the urine. Berberis, renal colic with sharp stitching pains. Diabetes mellitus. Bright's disease, that's what killed Ty Cobb, wasn't it? Let's give myself a heart. I earned this. Inflammation of the urethra. Cannabis sativa. Smarting, burning, stinging during urination. Constant urging. Copious thin discharge. Foreskin swollen and painful. Inflammation of the testicles. Sounds awful. Syphilis. Where the hell is page 394? Start over. It's just like volume 2. Might be volume 2. It's very possible. It's volume 2. Don't think so. Yeah, no move on from syphilis. Come on. Straighten yourself, little Johnny. Oh, pages are sticking. Can't get it, bro. Can't come apart. Diseases of infants and children. Red gum. Chafing, crying, milk crust. Teething. Convulsions. Is that really a... Snuffles or coryza. Mumps, enlarged tonsils. Croup, membranous croup. In a large proportion of these cases, the same germ is found, which is characteristic of diphtheria. Still, there are cases in which it is absent. Therefore, membranous croup is a name answering for all, as diphtheritic croup would not. Spasmodic croup. Simple fever, chickenpox, varicella, scarlet fever. Bryonia. These like remedies. Seems to be the same stuff coming up. Measles. Colic. Cholera infantum. Jaundice in children. Retention of urine. Night terrors and sleeplessness. Wetting the bed. Highly organized or debilitated children are most subject to night terrors. Enlarged tonsils or growth in the nose are frequent causes, and sometimes indigestion. The attacks usually begin between the appearance of the first and second sets of teeth, and rarely later than the 8th year. They occur during the first 3 or 4 hours after going to sleep, with sudden starting up or screaming, and inability at first to recognize parents or friends. Although the cases mentioned may favor sleeplessness, indigestion is probably the most prominent one. Excitement is another common cause. Also, lack of regularity in the child's habits, constipation, worms, chafing, poor ventilation, and too little outdoor life. Rickets. Get your rickets. Marasmus, extreme emaciation, worms, diseases of women, green sickness. At puberty or the age when the girl becomes a woman, delicate or excessively nervous children or those living under bad hygienic conditions or studying too hard may develop a condition called chlorosis, characterized by impoverishment of the blood, greenish pallor of the skin, palpitation, headache, indigestion, nosebleed, irritability, and appetite for chalk, slate pencils, etc. Weird. Inflammation of the vulva and vagina. All right. Leukorrhea, whites. Catarrh discharge from the lining mucous membrane. All right. Displacement of the uterus. Inflammation of the uterus. Inflammation of the ovaries. Painful menstruation. Absence or suppression of the menses. Profuse flow of blood from the uterus. Cessation of menstruation. Sepia. Lachesis, hot flashes, burning sensation on top of head, profuse, flowing, fainting, spells, vertigo. Labor. Well, I don't know if that's a disease of women. Among the derangements of the system during pregnancy, none is more common than nausea and vomiting. False pains. Trouble with false labor pains. After pains. Difficult urination. Sore nips. Inflammation of the breast. Broken breast. What? May be superficial and involve the deeper structures of the breast. In severe cases, chills, pain, or marked symptoms, as well as heat, tenderness, pain. How do they get broken? Milk fever. You got milk fever, bro. Milk fever. Bleeding after labor, childbed fever. Suppression of the lochia. Milk leg. 2 or more weeks after delivery, there may be pain and swelling in one of the lower limbs, preceded by a chill. The cause may be an extension of the inflammation from around the uterus through the lymphatics or some clot in the pelvic veins. Whatever the cause, which is not always discoverable, the limb becomes swollen, tense, hard, white, glistening, and the veins distended like hard, irregular cords with frequently a lumpy feel. An abscess or gangrene may follow. That's crazy. Surgical diseases, concussion of the brain, sprains and strains, fractures and dislocations, bleeding from wounds, hemorrhage, hemorrhagic, contusions, injury to a nerve, shock, bites and stings of insects, goiter, wry neck, hernia, rupture, inflammation of the joints. Please come soon. Fucking white swelling, burns and scalds, caries, necrosis, death of a bone. Okay, bed sores, gangrene, bunions, no pulse, diseases of the general system and miscellaneous diseases, Asiatic, cholera, typhoid fever, typhus fever, putrid fever, ship fever, yellow fever, acute inflammation of the peritoneum, chronic peritonitis. This may take me 3 hours. Inflammation of the bowels, painter's colic, fever and ague, intermittent fever, bilious remittent fever, chronic inflammatory rheumatism, dropsy of the abdomen, night sweats. Specific indications for remedies in fever. Carbo-vegetabilis. Opium. Get some opium. Diseases of the nervous system, headache, cephalalgia, nux vomica, sick headache from wine, coffee, patent medicine, sedentary habits, or mental application. Sleeplessness, vertigo, swimming of the head. Rush of blood to the head, hyperemia of the brain, delirium tremens, drunkard's delirium, mania apatou, inflammation of the brain, apoplexy. What? Sunstroke, spotted fever, inflammation of the spinal cord, paralysis, palsy, when the paralysis is confined to either the upper or lower extremities and is preceded by debility and exhaustion, in cases of softening of the spinal cord, wasting away of the muscles of the legs or anus, or arms, not anus. Lockjaw. Epilepsy. Hysteria. For such conditions, parents are directly responsible. Child has a right to be well born and will not be if parents indulge in sexual excesses, live lives of social or other excitement, if tobacco, stimulants, or drugs are used in excess, or if attempts are made to prevent conception. Child should be carefully taught self control and not have every whim gratified or every wish deferred to. There we go. We finally get another illustration. Neuralgia. Sciatica. Can't say it now. Sciatica. Nervous prostration. Saint Vitus's dance. Chorea occurs most commonly between the ages of 6 and 16, and more often in girls and young women than in boys or men. Stammering. Affecting the organs of speech. Writer's cramp. Scrivener's palsy. Telegraphers, engravers, bookkeepers, copyists, musicians, painters, and seamstresses are liable to this annoying affection, as well as writers. A peculiar spasm of the muscles of the thumb, index, and middle fingers make the use of them difficult and painful. The disease is more common in men than in women, and in middle life there are several varieties of writer's cramp. The spasmodic, which is the most common, the neuralgic, the tremulous, and the paralytic. Treatment should not be deferred, as chronic cases are difficult to cure and often incurable. Mental derangement. Well, there we go. There it is. Sexual excesses will cause mental derangement. Melancholia. Mania. The term mania is from the Greek and means I am furious. I got mania then. It will readily be inferred from this that the mental faculties of the sufferer exhibit a morbid exaltation, an increase of the imagination with disordered ideas and disturbances in the centers of the brain which govern motion. Dementia, hypochondria. Imbecility. Oh, list of remedies. Damn, that's a lot of remedies. Muscus. Sulfurous. Osteopathy. Processes of the hydropathic treatment. The division of baths. The cold bath. Vapor bath, hot bath, warm bath, tepid bath. Effects of the tepid bath. There's among sea bathing, injections, modus operandi of water. Rules for using water. In general, the more powerful application should be made in the early part of the day. At this time, the calorific powers and the circulation are more vigorous, and consequently, the body more able to resist powerful applications of whatever kind. Wet bandages, compresses, etc. The wet sheet pack. The wet dress, a modification of the wet sheet, and in some respects an improvement, is the wet dress, so called. A coarse linen or cotton dress is made with large arms so that one may take this application without help. The dress being wet and applied, the patient lays himself upon blankets in which he wraps himself just sufficiently to become comfortable, or he may have dry flannel dresses to put on over the wet one, and then lie in a common bed. In this application, the air is not excluded from the surface. The rubbing wet sheet. The douche bath. Shower bath. This is also one of the more powerful of the hydropathic appliances and needs judgment in its use. The hose bath. Oh, here we got another illustration. This guy's getting fucking hosed down. All right. The pail douche. The wave or sluice bath. The half bath. The plunge bath. In sea, river, and lake, as well as by artificial means, and as a matter of luxury, religious observances, purification, and all, and the prevention and cure of disease, the plunge bath has, in all periods of time and in all parts of the world, been a favorite resort. Oh, we got more. The leg bath, the head bath, the sitz bath. The wash tub bath. That seems very uncomfortable, just sitting in a wash tub like that. Come on now. Towel and sponge bath. The effusion. Wash down. Cold foot bath. Wading foot baths. The nose bath. What? There's a variety of nasal ailments. Oh, I see. The warm foot bath, Fletcherism, mouth or oral bath. Moving on to the next section, diet and domestic management of the sick room. By a careful and detailed study of which intelligent person can discharge the full duties of an experienced nurse. Diet and domestic management of the sick room. Sofa, reclining chair. No cooking in the sick room. There should be no kettle nor any implement of cooking in the sick room, even in winter and when a fire is required. In general, a fire in the sick room is only necessary for the comfort of the attendants. Darkening the sick. It is the common error to imagine that a sick room should always be either partially or wholly darkened. And the eyes are acutely sensible to light so that they remain half closed and the eyebrows are contracted. Greatest relief is experienced from darkening the room. Pages so far is this 929 from, it's like 240. Not bad, not bad. Temper and disposition. Don't know why suddenly the fan's affecting this so much. Prognostics. purple spots. Bed sores, ovarian disease, diet, etc., and disease and convalescence. As milk is the food of almost all young animals, its digestibility appears at once evident. Eggs, fruits, veggies, fluid ailments. It's an article of diet as a medical agent. General diseases. Smallpox, scarlatina, convulsions, gout and rheumatism, affections of the head, affections of the chest. Oh man. Homeostasis. Affections of the stomach and bowels. Oh, we're coming up to the art and science of cooking for the sick room. Barley water, rice water, decoction of bran, lemon water. Put 2 slices of lemon, thinly pared, into a teapot, a little bit of the peel and a bit of sugar. Pour in a pint of boiling water and cover it close 2 hours. Put a little sage, 2 sprigs of balm, and a little sorrel into a stone jug. Put a teacupful of cranberries into a cup of water and mash them. In the meantime, boil 2 quarts of water with 1 large spoonful of corn or oatmeal and a bit of lemon peel. Then add the cranberries, as much fine sugar as shall leave a smart flavor of the fruit, and a wine glassful of sherry. Boil the whole gently for 15 minutes and strain. Crust coffee. What? Toast slowly 1 or 2 slices of brown or white bread. Pour boiling water over it and drink hot or cold according to preference. It says. Why would you toast it? Toast them slowly. Pana, though. Tapioca jelly. Eat your tapioca jelly. Boiled flour, French milk porridge, beef tea. Lean beef cut into shreds, 1 pound, water, 1 quart. Boil for 20 minutes, taking off the scum as it rises. When it grows cold, strain. It's not really beef tea, that's just, what's it called? The hell's that called? Broth. Mustard whey, tartar whey, vinegar whey, rennet whey, suet, orange whey. Milk and soda water. Franklin Mills bread. Beef tea again. Take 1 pound of round steak, remove the fat, and cut fine. Place the meat in a self-sealing jar without water. Cover closely, heat gradually in a kettle of water 1 hour or until there is no color in the meat. Press with a spoon all the juices from the meat. Serve with salt. Diseases of the skin. No shit, I think we skipped the page. No, we did not. Come on. There we go. Oh. Propolis. We're almost at the end of this, whatever this is. Methods of combating industrial poisons. Dieting in regard to health. How to grow fat. It is often... There you go. Eat Doritos. Corpulence. All people are not formed in the same mold. Some are as fat as others are lean. This is owing to a number of causes, namely the easy digestion and absorption of foodstuffs. Any easy dispositions coupled with easy work and nourishing food. Pork. Dieting and disease. Adult beeves and hogs. Is that really what insulin is? It's a standardized, purified, non-irritating, aqueous solution of certain parts of the sweetbread or pancreas of adult beeves and hogs. It is decomposed by the digestive ferments and can therefore only be given subcutaneously or in extreme cases intravenously. Bathing. Russian baths. Nope, we got another diagram or illustration. Method of taking a vapor bath. Whoa, there's the sea bathing. The vapor for the Russian bath may be improvised as follows. The person sits on an open work chair, preferably a stool made for the purpose, and is surrounded by a waterproof sheet fitting closely about the neck. Proofs of death. What? Holy shit, I didn't know that this would be part of this. Proofs of death. This is the 1920s, right? Yeah, 23. Proofs of death: absence of circulation, absence of respiration, cooling of the body, rigor mortis, putrefaction. Proofs of death. The home administration of medicines. Fruit, vegetables, plants, roots, and herbs. How to gather them and their most effectual use. And medicines and their preparations. Celery. Lemon. Lemons are one of the greatest blessings God has bestowed on mankind. Tomato, valuable remedy in cholera infantum. Pumpkin seeds for the tapeworm. No other remedy has yet shown itself as effectual as pumpkin seeds. The seeds should be well bruised and steeped in water. This should be drunk freely for several days, if need be. It is believed to be a sure remedy, even in cases of several years standing. The expulsion of a worm may be hastened by having a movement over a vessel in which a quart or so of boiling water has been placed, which will have a tendency to relax parts so that the worm will loosen his hold the more readily. The drinking of the decoction of pumpkin seeds should be followed after an interval of an hour or so by a good saline cathartic, such as 1 or 2 teaspoons of Epsom salts. That's crazy. Didn't know. Beet remedy. Gravel and delayed menstruation. Pumpkin cucurbita pepo. Did not know that. Pumpkins cure tapeworms. Cayenne, used in scarlet fever as a gargle. White pond lily. Care for leucorrhea. Medicine is divided into three classes: animal, vegetable, and mineral. Medicines. Tinctures. Infusions. Chicory. Oh. Ammonia. Bayberry. Bearberry. Bitterroot. Bismuth. Bloodroot. Black willow. Salix nigra. Blue cohosh. Boneset. Blue pill. This mercurial preparation, generally known by the common names of blue mass or blue pill, is made by rubbing mercury, confection of roses, and pulverized licorice root together until all the mercurial globules disappear. The mass is divided into pills when wanted. It is the mildest of all the mercurial preparations and the least liable to produce salivation or irritation of the system. But even this should be used sparingly and with caution, and I do not recommend its use. Why the fuck would you offer it up? Camphor. Catnip. In this country, the tops and leaves are the medicinal part and the carminative and diaphoretic. When drunk as a warm infusion, it is useful in fevers and wind colic, nervous headache, hysterics, and nervous irritability. Chamomile. Cloves. Cotton. Creosote. Cubebs. Cubaby. Dandelion. This perennial herb is diuretic, aperient, and tonic. It is generally thought to act especially upon the liver, used in dyspepsis, diseases of the liver and spleen, and in debilitated and irritable conditions of the stomach and bowels. Frostweed, foxglove, ginseng. Oh, my fucking wrist. Hellebore. Golden seal, gold. Horehound. Syrup of iodide, iron, and manganese. Juniper. Lead. Hey, eat some lead. Lettuce. Lime water, licorice. Lobelia. Mandrake. Marshmallow. Onion. Peruvian bark. Need some more illustrations besides these. I want the colored ones. Poke. Tassa. Sage. Yellow flag. It's a damn flower. Scammony. Borate of soda. Borax. Stramonium. Sweet fern. Sweet fly. Where does tapioca even come from? Turkey corn. Wild cherry. Oh shit, we got a white oak bark coming up here. Yay! Illustration, or a picture actually. Witch hazel. Preparations Pharmacy. Infusions, fomentations, injections, clysters. Ointments. Pills. Plasters. Poultices. Syrups. Syrup of garlic. Tinctures. Damn. If I can get rid of this thing on my knuckle. Compound tincture of high cranberry. Almost done with this section. Woo! Vinegars. Oh shit, lemons. Headache, heartburn, fevers, dyspepsia. For mosquito or insect bites, touch the hurt spot with pure lemon juice and you will soon find relief and cure. It's just awful illustrations. Need some drink. Ointments, astringents, counter irritants, liniments, washes, lotions, gargles. How much of this stuff is still legitimate homeopathy? No, rip that page. Miscellaneous. Dictionary of Drugs and Medicines. It's not a very good dictionary. I guess it is because it's showing the Latin and then the English. Use some menthol for your hives. Hog's lard. That hog's lard to get out your sliver. Seems kind of dangerous to put hog's lard into your wound. Grandelia. Glycerin potash. Proprietary and patent medicines. Formaldehyde. Liquid beef preparations. What to do in case of accidents. Crawling method of escape from passages filled with smoke. Handkerchief holds wet sponge in place. Poisoned wound, snake bite. Don't stop to kill snake. Oh shit, what's this? Massaging the forehead. You really need an illustration for that. The Woman Beautiful. A treatise on how to keep young. Massaging the face. It's severe exercise for strengthening the back. It looks like it's fucking breaking the back, quite honestly. It's just for good exercise for stout women. Damn, these are all shiny pages. Massage for removing double chin. Something tells me that ain't gonna work. Wrinkles. Manicuring the nails. Removing blackheads. Dry shampoo. Steaming the face. Sleep. Beauty depends largely upon one's sleep. The woman who sleeps soundly is more apt to keep her beauty than one who is sleepless. Plenty of exercise and plain food generally induce sound sleep. Care of the mouth. Massaging the shoulders. Oh no, this next one's fucking brilliant. Bandage for preventing double chin. Physical culture and gymnastics. There he is. Fig leaf, man. Guy is fucking ripped, ain't he? Gymnastics. Little muscle man. Perfect back and shoulder development. Chest expansion. Perfect arm development. Natural He-Man. Look at this fucking champ. Lifting heavy dumbbell to show perfect physical development. In dumbbell practice, however, only the light wooden dumbbells should be used. Oh no, here we go. There he is. Student of physical culture showing perfect arm, chest, and waist development. Jiu-Jitsu, American College of Physical Culture. A noble soul dwells in a strong body. Do some jiu-jitsu. Fucking book's got everything for you. Jiu-jitsu. I did not know jiu-jitsu was in there. A lot of jiu-jitsu moves. Bad gymnastics. Whitley exerciser. Don't you close. Phrenology, here it comes, the best part of the book. Best part of the book. Hell yeah. That's what I've been waiting for the entire time. Look at that. That's fucking brilliant illustration. Blank page. Another illustration coming up. Oh, don't look at that. Yeah. Horsey. Veterinary, go right from the fucking working out to horse, cattle, sheep, and dog. Veterinary medicine. Got mad cow's disease in here. Rabies. No animals could get TB. Guess it makes sense. How more pages we got? Quite a few. Couple hundred. Oh, explanation of the illustration of cow. You'd need this book if you're a farmer out in the middle of nowhere. And it's not a bad book to have. 1920s, in the middle of nowhere with no help. Roaring. What if animals can get venereal diseases? No. Maybe I don't know. Oh, got another illustration coming. This is going to be a dog. Oh, sheep. Sheepy, you. Crib biting. St. Vitus's dance and doggies. Diseases of the Skinner. Oh, here comes the dog. I think. 'Tis the male dog. Bones bobbing. Corn. CD toe. Goose husk. Cholera of the hogs. Ginger root. Points of the horse. Muscles of the horse. Skeleton of the horse. Teeth of the horsey. That's basically it. That's your book.